Alright everyone, this is Ash. Welcome back to the King's Speech. So as promised yesterday, we're getting around to the rest of the Shonen Jump videos today, as well as back to the read-throughs again. So yesterday I got around to Kaiju number 8 and Akane Banashi. Today I also finished recording videos for the next chapter of Akane Banashi, as well as Spy Family. Now it's back from its hiatus. Yesterday I covered the next volume of Battle Angel Alita Mars Chronicle. I was going to cover Black Hammer at first, but I wanted to wait for my tablet to recharge. So this time I could have like a little companion little piece so I could kind of show off the panels and things as I was reading through it. But yeah, excited to get back into it with what I think will be the last bit of Black Hammer. Because I think after the omnibuses, it's just like the side stories and things. But I'll take a look into it. But yeah, with that said, once this is done, and I think we're also getting close to the end of Battle Angel Alita Mars Chronicle as well. So once we're kind of close to wrapping up on both of those series, I'll kind of announce what project I'm planning for the read-throughs next. But as always, there's going to be a lot of good stuff coming your way. So if you haven't already, please do like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Without further ado, let's pick up where we left off with Black Hammer Omnibus Volume 2. We have all the entire group confronting Madame Dragonfly in her suburban house. And you have a, who the hell are you? Get out! Get out or I'll... And you see Abraham being like, calm down, Dragonfly, we're not going to hurt you. He's like, what did you call me? It's like, Dragonfly, that's your real name. And she's like, my Lenny calls me that. It's his pet nickname for me. No one else knows about that. And you have Gale going, pet names? Blah, gag me. And he's like, Gale. It's like, what? You're lucky I don't just rip her head off after what she did to us. And you see a weird just kind of like popping it upside down from the ceiling. And Dragonfly's like, I don't understand any of this. How are you doing that? He's like, doing what? And Barbie's like, Lucy, I think you better hit her with the hammer. It's like, yeah, don't hold back, okay, sweet cheeks? And Lucy's like, I can't. I don't think it'll work on her like it did on the rest of you. There's too much magic protecting her. Dragonfly's like, magic? What the hell are you people talking about? Get out of my house! And as she screams, you see like projection of like the little dimensional door showing up behind her. And Barbie's like, did you see that? Please tell me you saw that. He's like, the Cabin of Horrors. He's like, we are in the Cabin of Horrors. And he's like, I don't know what you're all talking about. And Abraham's like, really? He's like, really? Now get out or I'm calling the police. Because I'm starting to wonder if you don't know exactly what's going on. And Lucy's like, madam, you know who we are, don't you? You already remember everything. And Gale's like, once a lion bitch, always a lion bitch. And she's like, oh, it takes one to know one, you little troll. He's like, Barbie's like, wait, so what? You never lost your memory like the rest of us? But you're a soccer mom anyway? He's like, fine, you caught me. My magic, my mind wasn't wiped, so I gave myself a fresh start anyway. You all got one, so why not me? And you see like the illusion just like dissipating in green smoke as she transforms back to her normal self. And Gale's like, because it's all your fault to begin with. You and that fried acid casualty. And Barbie's like, Gale, calm down. This is not helping. He's like, what does it matter? We're all going to die anyway. And Abraham's like, no, we're not. We're going to stop Anti-God and then we're going to fix this. He's like, but Dragonfly, why on earth would you lie to us again? He's like, don't you see, Abraham? I finally had everything. I could finally be normal. I have them back, Abe. I have my babies back. Yeah, so this definitely cements she's supposed to be a Scarlet Witch parody. So, but it's not real, is it? This house, your family, it's all just another illusion that you created within this rebooted reality to comfort yourself. It's like, so? Most days I can trick even myself. It feels real. As real as the farm was to you, as Tammy was. You may not believe this, but I made the farm, all of it, so you could at least be happy. And all the while I suffered alone. It was my cross to bear. And Gale's like, I was trapped in this body. You did that to me. It's like, look what happened when you finally got what you wanted. You were a senile old vegetable. Don't you see? I was saving you from that. It's like, saving me? What gave you the right to mess with our minds like that? It's because you spoiled little brat. I love you. And you see like tears just dropping down her face. She goes, I wanted you all to be happy because I love all of you. And you see him almost like taken aback with this. And Lucy's like, what's done is done. What matters is what we do next. He's coming, anti-God. And Madame Dragonfly's like, I know, but what can we do? We can't beat him again. We were lucky the first time. And Weird's like, you're right, madam. We cannot defeat anti-God again. Not in combat. But there is another way. And Dragonfly's like, he's too powerful, Weird. There is no other way. And Lucy's like, yes, there is. And Abraham's like, Lucy? And she's like, you can all disappear again. He's like, how? You mean we die? And she's like, no, not exactly. And Weird's like, you go back. He's like, back? Back where? It's like, and Barbie's like, the farm? You mean we go back to the farm? It's like, yes, it's the only way. If you all disappear from this reality again, the balance will be restored. Anti-God will not manifest. And Gail's like, no way, I'd go crazy. Especially now. Especially when we all know it wasn't even real. And Abraham's like, unless we didn't remember. Could you do that? Could you make us forget everything that's happened and just send us back to the farm, to Tammy? And Dragonfly's like, are you all insane? The first time I did it, when I cast a spell, it took me years to perfect that. There's no way I could duplicate it. And even if I did, do you know how much it took out of me to maintain it all those years? It would kill me. You actually want me to do it, don't you? You want me to give up all I've built here, my family? It's like, please don't make me do this. And Barbie's like, they aren't even real. And anti-God will wipe it all away anyhow. We don't have a choice. She's like, no, I won't lose my family again. And Abraham's like, you never could see it, could you, Dragonfly? All those years on the farm you stayed out alone, out in your cabin. All that time you never realized. We are your real family, Dragonfly. We always were. He goes and gives her a hug. And Gail's like, forget it. I'll never go back there. Never. There's nothing you could do to convince me. You ever really? And what if I went with you? Oh, Christ, come on. And you see Sherlock as he's just up in the air in his little jetpack. And he's just floating above on there. And as he comes step down, it's like, Norai, it's like, you're here? In this world? I never thought I'd see you again. It's like, nor I you, my love. I've been looking for you. I never stopped looking. When reality was overwritten, I forgot everything. It took me weeks to work it all out, and here you are. But look at me. I made it off the farm. Gail's like, but look at me. I made it off the farm, but I'm still trapped like this. If I change back, my mind is, well, I'm not me. And Frankenstein's like, the situation is dire. We have no choice. If we don't go, everything here ends. He's like, but, it's like, my dear, we found each other, and no matter what happens next, we will face it together. There's nothing left to fear. And you hear Shrek as Barbie's like, something's happening. It's like the rip in the sky, in all skies, widens, the pattern closes. It's like, we need to go back. We can't wait any longer. You see this gigantic eye just kind of floating in the sky. And Abraham's like, we can't do it without you, Dragonfly. He's like, I don't know if I can. I don't know if I have it in me. It's like, I believe in you, Dragonfly. I believe in all of you. I always have. It's like, what if she's right? What if it doesn't work? What if we all really die this time? And Barbie's like, at least we die together, Gail. Don't know about you, but I wouldn't have it any other way. And you see Krakoom as there's a giant lightning strike out of the eyeball. And he's like, we have to do it now. And Weird's like, but the Paro Zone closed. Even if Madame Dragonfly's spell works, we'll have nowhere to hide. And she's like, I may have another way. I'm not sure if it'll work, but we have no choice, Dragonfly. It's now or never. He's like, I'll try. And Gail's like, I'm sorry I was such a brat, Abe. He's like, you are perfect. Maybe try to be a bit happier this time if this works, though. Deal? He's like, deal. He's like, he's coming. We're too late. He's like, no, not too late. Hurry. I see Dragonfly in this burst of white light with dragonfly wings popping out of her back. Jeff, Abe, what are you? And you see Abe just running towards it with a leap of faith, Barbie. See you on the other side. And Frankenstein's like, you ready, my love? It's like, if you are, Baldy, and you see them all rush, running through the gate one after another, and you have walkie-talkie going, it has been a true honor serving with you, Colonel. So you are my all-time favorite robot talkie. And you see Lucy kind of looking sad, and she goes, close it now! And you see just kind of like blinding flash of white light as it dissipates, I guess. And you see Spiral City bone china, and you see like this full sink full of dishes, and you have Abe just standing there with like little gloves on washing them with, hey handsome, thanks for washing up. The kids will be here soon. I had to shower in chains. And Abe's like, I'd rather have helped you with that. It's like, Abraham Slamkowski, you're a dirty old man and I love you. It's like, love you too, Mrs. Slamkowski. It's like, there's Mark, early as always. And you see, hey Marky. It's like, hey Dad. And you see, Dad, this is my friend I told you about. This is Paul Quinn. It's like, friend, right. So you're the new guy, huh? He's like, have there been a lot of us? It's like, don't listen to this old coot. It's great to finally meet you, Paul. Mark's told us a lot about you. Jeff, Grandpa! It's like, there's my golden Gale. He's like, how you been, sweetheart? He's like, good. Look at my new toy robot. He's like, neat. And you see her little talkie-walkie action figure. It's like, Grandpa, can you give me a tractor ride after dinner? It's like, of course, sweetie. I'll even let you drive. And Barbie's like, or I guess Marky is like, don't you think she's a bit young for that? He's like, ah, come on. Gail is older than her years. She can handle it. And you have this little nerdy kid with glasses running in with, hello, Gail. It's like, Sherlock. It's like, want to play in the barn? I built a new fort in the hayloft. I was like, I guess. And you see, I think Sherlock has a little crush. It's like, you better be careful. Gail's a handful. It's like, what's for dinner, Mom? I'm starving. It's like, it's a surprise. It's like, don't worry, I cooked. It's like, watch it, Slamkowski. It's like, you go on ahead. I'll be in a second. It's like, you okay? It's like, yeah, actually, I am. It's like, everything is just right. As he heads out into the farmhouse. You see just this image of fractal like this like fly vision, as you see this little fly like floating through the air, and it just like lands on Lucy's finger as you have the end. And you have Louise. It's like, every night my grandpa calls me. I don't mean that he calls me on the phone. I mean that he calls me in my dreams. And by my grandpa, I mean some crazy otherworldly entity that lives below Spiral City. See, my family life, it isn't exactly normal, and my family isn't exactly like everybody else's. You have Louise! It's like, my name is Louise, and I'm a monster. And you have, Team Cthulhu now? And you have, speaking of monsters, that voice coming from below, that one's my mom, or real beast. It's like, I'm up. It's like, Louise, wake up, get down here. It's like, my mom may be a beast, but it's my dad who's the monster like me. I was named after my dad. His name is Lou Kaminsky. He was a plumber. But we live in Spiral City, USA, and everyone knows weird shit is always happening in Spiral City. It's like, please don't tell my mom I said shit. You have Lou. It's like, my dad was summoned to the sewer below Spiral. That's where Grandpa lives. And you have this thing under the city. It's awesome, super gross tentacle monster. I've always been too scared to ask any more about it. Jared, as he just like transforms his head to a squid face. It's like, anyway, this thing in the sewer changed my dad into Cthulhu, and then he and my mom had me and I took after him. My dad was a supervillain for a while, but he got bored with that and pretty much everything else and retired. These days, he pretty much just sits around the house smoking, getting drunk. It's like, there you are. About time, Louise. I need to get to work. So would you keep it down? I have a headache. It's like, maybe you shouldn't drink a fifth every night then, Lou. So what took you so long? You think I like getting up early to make you breakfast? It's like, but it's just cereal. Like, just cereal? You don't like it, get your ass out of bed sooner, make yourself something. She's like, whatever. It's like, hey, you don't speak to your mother like that in this house. She's like, sorry, Daddy. It's like, even though crazy stuff happens here all the time, people still act like they've never seen a little girl with tentacles before. I act like it's no big deal, but it is. Every morning it's the same, the staring, the looks of disgust. I wish I had a mask. I wish I had a disguise. I just wish I wasn't me. And this isn't even the worst part of my day. That honor is reserved for the special circle of hell called Spiral Number 57 Public School. And of course, that was the Battle of Ypres. Where the Allies, with the help of Abraham Slam and the Black Hammer Squadron, turned the tide of the Second World War. And this is also notable because the scientist the Black Hammer Squadron rescued ended up helping NASA develop Project Weird. And you see someone just bouncing a little spitball off of Louise. It's like, okay, class, that's it for history today. Let's take out our spelling homework now. And you see a snicker as like she's walking through the hallways and people making fun of her. And you see someone draw like a fake squid boyfriend poster on her locker. He's like, ha ha, what's the matter, squid tits? Don't like the new fuck buddy we found you? She's like, that's not funny. It's like, what are you gonna do about it, Octopussy? Like, just stop. You shouldn't be in this school, Louise. You make us all sick, fucking freak. And you just see a little bully just like walking, laughing away. Now she's walking back home. You see this sound coming out from this room with Louise. It's like, hello? It's like, Louise, the time has come. The stars turn. You must rise. She's like, no. It's like, yes, come to me, child. Come to me. Now she walks inside. It's like, hi, Daddy. It's like, good, you're home. You need to make dinner and clean up around here. Place is a dump, and your mother's working a double. Now she's looking sad. It's like, what's wrong with you? It's like, nothing. It's like, bullshit, you're pouting. You know I hate when you pout like some little baby. And it's like, it's all your fault. It's like, excuse me? It's like, you made me like this. It's your fault. And he goes, shut up. I told you not to talk back. As he just slaps her. He's like, now stop crying and make me some damn dinner. He's like, hey, fine, be a baby. But I tell you one thing. You better get used to it. You either toughen up or you get crushed, kid. This is the way we are. There ain't no changing it. And you guys goes like around, like just like sits on about with her knees drawn up to her chest. Like, this is who we are. There isn't any changing it. But what if there is? What if I can change it? Actually, there's a little note with, Mom and Dad, I'm sorry, but I'm not happy here, and I don't think either of you really like me that much anyway. So I'm going away, and I'm not coming back unless I can find a way to change things. You may not love me, and that's okay. I understand. But I loved you anyway, Louise. I said, one thing's for sure. I won't dream tonight. I won't need to because I'm finally doing it. I'm giving in. I've finally come to visit you, Grandpa. And you have a Louise! Like, I'm here. And you see this giant rat with, it's about time. Your father has forsaken his duties as official emissary for the great old one. The many-angled one is angry. And you said, well, I'm angry too. I didn't ask to be born like this. I just want you to make me normal, please. I just want to be like everyone else. And he goes, Zoth, Louise, Zoth, Talba, Skipka. It's like, he says he can do what you ask, but there will be a price to pay. It's like, anything, I'll do anything. It's like, the great old one is hungry. Your father has not fed him in many years. He requires sacrifice. If you really want him to make you like everyone else, you must kill for him. She's like, no. It's like, yes, it is the only way. That is the price he demands. Kill for us. Feed him. Become his true child at last. And you have Louise, feed me. Kill for me. And she's running away with like a no. It's like, this world is not for you. This world is pain and mockery. Let me help you. And she trips and falls like, do as I ask, Louise, and I will do as you ask. He's like, fine, I'll do it. How many? How many do I have to kill? And he's the next day with, and that class is how the Liberty Squadron helped recapture France from the Germans. Now, does anyone know which heroes helped the United States win the Vietnam War? Anyone? And you see, Louise, you're late. He's like, I'm so sorry, Mr. Titch. I was not feeling well. He's like, well, just take your seat. It's like, yes, sir. And you see another kid like just throwing, hawking another spitball at her with the hee-hee. And you smell like shit, like rotten calamari. And you see someone's pointed squid face on her locker. You have, hey Squid, what happened to you? Fall into the toilet? So I think your mom needs to change the water in your tank, freak. What's wrong? Gonna cry, Louise? And he's like, no, I'm not gonna cry. Not ever again. But you will. And you have an as you see like this monstrous mouth just forming behind her as she's starting to grab all of her classmates. I do like this panel. And she's just like spearing them through as she offers them all as a sacrifice. And you have, as she walks out, you see like the bloodied corpses of all their classmates there. And she goes back in the sewers and goes, I did it. I killed them. Now it's your turn. Make me like everyone else. And you have, Louise is a very good girl. Louise has earned her reward. And you have, what's this? As a tentacle like wraps around her. Like, this is your reward. It's like, what? But that's not, I just want to be normal. You promised. And the rat's like, yes, and this is the weightier promise. I promise. It's like, I don't understand this at all. It's like, you will, my child. Have faith in the old one. And he's here just getting involved in like this kaleidoscopic little gateway. As you have, do not fear, my child. This is a gateway. I am taking you home across space and time. And where? It's like, I've taken you to where I came from. It's like, where you came from? I don't understand. It's like, your wish has been fulfilled. And he's just like an all other planet with like a bunch of squid people. It's like, no more pain, no more mockery. This is where you belong. Welcome home, Louise. Now you are normal. Now you are just like everyone else. Alright, that was the end of it. I don't know, man. Like, so I guess quick thoughts on this chapter. I don't know, the ending felt a little bit too saccharine, like especially with like Dragonfly being like, oh, you know, I loved all of you, I did it all for you, like, you know, because you're my real family, especially with Abraham being like, oh, Dragonfly, like, you know, doing like the trophy line of like, we were your real family all along, Dragonfly. It felt a little bit too hokey, and I don't know if that was deliberate, like it was supposed to be kind of like, you know, doing the parody thing of like, oh, you know, this is how like they always do the typical stereotypical like superhero movies and things. But I don't know, I feel like it wasn't like parodied enough for that to really feel like the impact of what was happening. Didn't feel like exaggerated enough, I think, for that potentially have landed the way it did. Like it was kind of nice being like, oh, you know, Mark like got his dream, and like, you know, he's gotten together with his hot priest bro. Abraham's got his family and everything else, and Dragonfly apparently just got turned himself into an insect or something. Weird apparently just also disappeared, I guess, into the Parazone. But yeah, I don't know. The ride up to everything at the end was enjoyable, but the ending was kind of just a little bit weak. And I don't know if this is just like a thing, because this was also the same with what was the other series? The robot. What was it called? Sorry, give me a second. Descender, because I know Descender was this had that issue where like Lemire had to like wrap it up really quickly, and so, you know, it's kind of like an unsatisfactory ending. So I don't know if that was the same for this one as well, but I don't know. It just felt a little bit of a lackluster ending. Everything else up to that point was really, really solid, but that was kind of like, all right, sure. But yeah, apart from that, I did like the series overall. I did like all the riffs and the parodies and everything else that I did. It was still a lot of fun. But yeah, the ending was a little bit of a bummer. So that said, I think Black Hammer is officially completed. So I know they have like the little extra stories and things. So I'll go dig into a little bit deeper and see like, you know, is there stories and stuff I did possibly miss out on. With that said, Black Hammer has now come to a close, and we'll be wrapping up Alita relatively soon. So like I said at the beginning, I'll announce once I've decided, because I have an idea of what I want to do for the next read-through series. We'll kind of have to decide how I want to tackle it. So I'll do a proper kind of channel update video with regards to that sometime during the holiday break, so look forward to that. Apart from that, I hope you all did enjoy this video and this read-through. Thank you all for, you know, being along with me for this entire ride. Like I said, a lot of good content has come out your way this weekend, so if you did enjoy it, please do like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff if you haven't already. Maybe I'll decide, might do another video for Bride Story today or Battle Angel Alita. But if not, until next time, this is Ash. Talk to you all later.